Sharina, thank you very much for your time, sir. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. My questions relate to, first, the fact that Sesa Goa turned out to be the buyer of this Cairn Energy, Cairn India. My point is, when promoters go ahead and buy a company in an unrelated business and commit a substantial amount of money, what does the law say? Do you have to ask shareholders? Do you have to call an AGM or EGM, or none of this is required?
Well, under the Companies Act, there are certain guidelines for what we call intercorporate investments. So long as those guidelines are not breached, you don't have to take permission of the shareholders. If the guidelines are exceeded, then you have to take the approval of the central government. Now, we do not know what exactly is the net worth of Cairn India, what is the net worth of Sesa Goa, which is going to make the investment. So legally, there may or may not be a requirement to take any approval. But as I believe that there is a good principle of corporate governance which requires you to inform the shareholders and take their approval, even if it's not legally necessary. Okay. And therefore, I would certainly feel that such a large investment of shareholders, of Sesa Goa shareholders in this new company, which is a completely new venture, as you rightly pointed out, they should bring it before the shareholders and seek their consent and approval. Right. Normally, the SEBI will take up this issue, and I don't think they will take it lightly by offering a very much lower price to the minority shareholders. And apart from that, as you are aware, SEBI has now said that you cannot pay any non-compete fee. So this fee of 50 rupees a share which they want to pay by way of non-compete to the majority shareholder may itself be questioned, and possibly SEBI may not approve of it, apart from the fact that they are discriminating between the majority and the minority shareholders. A lot of water has to flow down the river before this deal is finally sealed. And that's why they said that it should be over only by 31st of March 2011. But whether it is sealed or not, I think it may undergo some change. It may undergo some modification, and I'm sure SEBI is going to play a very decisive role in that. Right. I think what will happen is that the price which is offered to the majority shareholder may have to come down. But in that case, the question will arise, would the Canadian company be interested in still selling at that lower price?
Right.
And that itself will put the whole deal in jeopardy. Right. So we have to now wait and watch. I think what will happen ultimately is that they'll have to pay the same price to the minority shareholders. Non-compete fee is generally perceived to be a capital receipt. But that again, one has to see whether the non-compete is for a short period of time or whether it's a permanent non-compete. Normally, courts have now taken a view that if it's for a short period of time, it would still be a revenue receipt. And also the law has now been amended recently to provide that such a receipt will be liable to capital gains tax where you decide not to do a particular business. So we have to see, first of all, whether it's a short period. If it's a short period, it will be fully taxable. If it's a longer period, it may be treated as a capital gain.